Hello Scene Peepers. Welcome back to our channel. Do you enjoy our videos so far? Old is gold. Today I would like to explain about a 2007 American post-apocalyptic action thriller film called I Am Legend. Spoilers ahead, take care, and enjoy. At the beginning of the movie, Dr. Crippen revealed that she has invented a virus to cure cancer. That virus is a miracle in human civilization. 3 years after the interview took place, we are shown an abandoned New York City. The city that is usually lively and never sleeps now looks empty and neglected. As far as we observe the city, no one lives there. Some parts of the city are even filled with grass and fallen leaves. The only human living in that dead city is Robert Neville, a U.S. Army virologist. Neville, accompanied by his dog, Sam, drives across the city. It looks like Neville is looking for something. They nearly run into a car accident when a pack of deer suddenly appears running, escaping from whatever it is. Neville then runs after them, ready to hunt one of those deer. When he almost succeeds, the targeted deer is attacked by a lioness. After being alerted by his watch that the sun is going down, and later recognizing the dangerous situation as the other lion appears, Neville decides to retreat and goes home. Even though he is living alone, Neville's house is full of food. He later made a meal for Sam and enjoyed his food while watching the TV broadcast. Before sunset, he bathes Sam and closes all the windows, leaving himself isolated during the night. We also get a chance to see several flashbacks during the first stage of the outbreak. The Crippen cancer cure virus becomes uncontrollable and spreads in a large human population. Neville tries to evacuate his wife and daughter. Neville's daily routine consists of working out with his dog, and experimenting on sick rats to find a treatment for the virus. He has been doing his research for almost 3 years without any significant progress. Sometimes, Neville also talks to several mannequins to cope with his loneliness, and goes to several abandoned houses to look for food and supplies. He also waits for any survivors who might reply to his continual recorded radio broadcasts, instructing them to meet him at the South Street Seaport at noon. While Neville is hunting a deer, Sam follows it into a dark building. Neville follows her cautiously and finds the deer's body. He later finds Sam but learns that the building is overrun with dark seekers. Dark seekers feed on humans and are particularly weak to sunlight. Neville needs a test subject to try his vaccine, so he sets a snare trap and captures a female dark seeker. A male dark seeker chases, but is halted by the sunlight and returns to the shadows. After taking the female dark seeker to his lab and monitoring her condition, Neville injects the serum. However, the result is disappointing and the dark seeker doesn't turn to humans again. We then see the flashback scenes again. Lots of people lined up and waited to be scanned before being declared clear and allowed to be evacuated by helicopter. At first, his wife is diagnosed as infected and isn't allowed to board the helicopter. However, they scan his wife again and later announced clear to board the helicopter. There is another mom in the line who begs Neville to take her daughter because she isn't allowed to pass after being scanned infected, but Neville just ignores them. Before the helicopter takes off, the family share one last kiss and Neville's daughter shows him a butterfly gesture with her hands. The next day, Neville sees Fred, a mannequin who frequently hangs out outside the local video store, move to Grand Central Terminal. He shoots Fred in bewilderment. Somehow Neville notices that the dark seekers are keeping an eye on him from surrounding structures. He approaches Fred's body and gets entangled in a trap identical to the one he used before. Neville gets knocked out. The sun is setting by the time he wakes up and Neville cuts the rope to escape. His leg is severely injured. The injury affects his movement and he is being chased and attacked by some infected dogs. Neville and Sam defeat those infected dogs but Sam is bitten during the fight. Seeing his only friend got injured, Neville hugs Sam and takes her home. He tries to save the dog by injecting her with a strand of his serum, but when she shows signs of infection, Neville is forced to strangle her to death as she begins to transform. Neville is now alone in that town and he feels lonelier than ever. Neville drives into the town to bury Sam. The following night, the heartbroken and enraged Neville confronts a gang of dark seekers. He nearly gets killed that night if he isn't rescued by a pair of immune humans. It is later revealed that despite being taken to board the helicopter, Neville lost his wife and daughter that night. Another helicopter lost control and bumped into their helicopter. Both mom and daughter died in that accident. After gaining consciousness the next morning, Neville finds out that his wound has been stitched and there are other people in his house. At first, he felt uncomfortable and suspicious, bringing his gun to the kitchen where he finds Anna cooking breakfast and Ethan waiting patiently at the dining table. Anna explains that they survived the outbreak aboard a Red Cross evacuation ship from Sao Paulo, and are now on their route to a survivors camp in Bethel, Vermont. She asks whether Neville wants to join them to find other survivors' colonies. Neville becomes defensive because he believes there is no such thing as a survivors' camp. He becomes furious and slams his breakfast, making both Ethan and Anna feel uneasy and terrified. He feels that he needs to stay in New York because he is trying to find the cure. Neville later leaves the dining room to calm himself. When he gets back to Anna and Ethan, he sees Ethan is watching Shrek. Anna sees how Neville memorizes all Shrek dialogues and learns that he is probably not good at communicating with other people after living isolated for 3 years. As she begins to understand Neville's situation, they start to get along well. Later, Neville goes back to his lab and continues his experiment. Neville hypothesizes that by reducing her body temperature with ice, he might boost the treatment's effectiveness. Anna learns the fact that there are lots of Darkseekers who died during the experiment. Neville assures her that it's the right thing to do. That night, Neville opens up by letting Ethan sleep in Marley's room and shares a bit of his family story with Anna. He tells Anna about his wife and his daughter, Marley. While having a brief interesting conversation with Neville, Anna tries to persuade him again to go with them to Vermont to find the survivors' colony. She says she believes that there are other survivors besides them living in Vermont. However, Anna's information is baseless, which irritates Neville. Neville rejects her theory. He still believes that the chance for them to find other survivors are nearly null, and Anna's assumption about other survivors isn't logical at all. Suddenly, Neville senses the Darkseekers' army coming to his house. A gang of Darkseekers who attacked them the night before somehow finds their house by following Anna last night. Neville tries to push them away by turning on some lights and blowing up bombs, but they are just too many. Meanwhile, Anna runs upstairs to get Ethan. One of the Darkseekers successfully entered the house and jumped into combat with Neville. As the situation gets more dangerous, they go to the basement laboratory and find out that the vaccine works as the female Darkseeker gets better. Later, the army of Darkseekers follows them to the lab. The Darkseeker alpha male slams himself against a glass door to break in. He tries to stop him by telling him that he now has a cure. He still can't communicate with the Darkseeker and he seems won't stop slamming the lab glass. Neville removes a vial of blood from the Darkseeker he treated and gives it to Anna. He tells Anna that there is a cure in that blood and Anna should take it with her. He seals Ethan and Anna into the coal tunnel. With a grenade, Neville later kills himself as well as the attacking Darkseekers. The following day, Anna and Ethan arrive at the Bethel Survivors Camp, where they are hailed by military leaders and other survivors before Anna offers them the cure. As Anna says before, there are indeed survivor colonies in Vermont. While watching this movie, we can recall the first stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. Lots of people got infected and died. Researchers and paramedics also can't stop working, trying to find a vaccine. Whoever you are watching this movie review right now, we are so happy that you are still with us after the COVID-19 outbreak. What do you think about the movie? Leave your comments below. Kindly subscribe to this channel for more similar videos. Please like and don't forget to turn on notifications for more updates. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.